30 minutes, 20 minutes that we're going to speak about this kind of thing. And the reason I decided to bring in this type of life is because what happened in the last months with Amazon and all the shipping limits and stock limits, and everybody was looking for warehouses. We're the Israeli, we love to work with other Israelis over there in the States, and they were like fully booked and there were no option to do anything. So we were looking for a solution, and then we came across Deliverr and team with me from Deliverr to explain everything that you can imagine that you need to know in order to do a trial over there and try their services. And at least here, the second, I think, after Amazon, biggest warehouses chain in the US. Maybe there's bigger than you? No. So, okay, second after Amazon, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So if you could just, tell a little bit about yourself and short explanation about Deliverr, and then we will jump into the presentation and the demo.
Cool. Awesome. Well, yeah, really appreciate it. Very excited to come and speak to you all. My name is Tim McDonald. I manage channels and partnerships at Deliverr. Worked here for coming up about a year, a little over a year and a half, actually. I've held a few roles. First, I work directly with merchants as an account executive, helping onboard them. I've been a manager for several reps, just kind of getting them to onboard different merchants. And now I work with partners like Guy here to essentially reach out, kind of spread the word of Deliverr, and also figure out sort of new businesses that we can engage with. So after we bring merchants onto the Deliverr platform, we're able to essentially help pair you up with experts, whether that's advertising agencies, and that could mean, Amazon or marketplaces versus Facebook and Instagram as well, financial institutions, prep centers, etc. So really kind of building out the ecosystem of services even beyond Deliverr. So that's that. The way that I would describe Deliverr, really, really high level, is we are a direct-to-consumer fulfillment provider. Point blank, we do direct-to-consumer fulfillment. We don't do wholesale. We don't do B2B. We truly specialize in direct-to-consumer, specifically with fast delivery. So we can offer delivery in 2 days or less, kind of think about it as Prime-like. And here's the reason why we do it. We do it because of what Amazon taught us. They taught us that if you invest in network, if you offer faster delivery, it seems counterintuitive because you're like, I don't want to pay more money for more shipping. But what it'll actually do is it'll make your acquisition and your conversion rates everywhere you sell much, much higher. And so ultimately, when you look at customer acquisition, it's like pay a little bit more money for faster shipping, pay way less in marketing to acquire customers.
Definitely. When we saw it, when Amazon did their essential to the coronavirus deliveries, and then immediately you can see on the Amazon listing that this product will arrive in 30 days. When this happened, the conversion rate dropped to almost, 70-80% to most of the sellers that we came across and we manage. So yeah. Definitely.
Exactly. In a couple of slides here, I'm also going to show we have data that shows just by purely turning on a tag that promotes fast delivery, there are expected results. For example, Walmart, turn on a tag, you'll see a 43% increase in revenue. So I'll kind of go into that in a couple of minutes here, but just to sort of emphasize that point that offering and promoting fast delivery allows you to acquire customers at a lower cost.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you can see my screen, we're good?
Yes, we are good to go.
Right. Perfect. So what is Deliverr? Like I said, it's direct-to-consumer fulfillment. So we do it in a fast way. We're also a technology company. We received a couple $100 million in funding. We're expanding very rapidly. And this technology platform enables us to do a few things. One, be able to real-time place where are consumers at time of delivery. And two, if you inbound for, say, Amazon, and we're backing up your Amazon inventory, you could take the same product and hook it up to multiple channels. So think Walmart, eBay, your own store, Facebook and Instagram shops, Google shopping, like sell across all those channels with Amazon product that we're fulfilling and holding for that channel the same time you're making money elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is like, how do we do it? And the way that we do it, what I like to think about is that we're infrastructure as a service. So we built an infrastructure of over 50 warehouses in the US that are essentially like an open network that any merchants can utilize. When you work with Deliverr, you would essentially log into a portal very similar to Amazon Seller Central. You're going to tell us how much you're going to send in. And then our algorithm, as you go through like a step-by-step inbounding process, is going to break it up. Typically what's going to happen is you're going to get allocated to 4 regions. So think Northeast, Southeast, middle of the country like Illinois or Texas, and then West Coast. So right now I'm located in Charlotte, North Carolina. Say that you're a merchant, you're working with Deliverr. If I place an order, the product is just not traveling very far. It's probably coming from Atlanta, Georgia, or even within my own state. And so that's how we have fast delivery at a low cost, is when your product is already distributed, it never needs to travel very far.
So it's very similar to the spread that Amazon is doing with their chain of warehouses. Exactly. And you are already answering one question that I have here, and maybe you just can mention, do you have a warehouse in each state of these 50, or is just 50 in general?
Great question. So it's not going to be every state. For example, like it's not going to be Montana just because like not enough population there. Typically what you're going to see is like it's going to be focused around major metropolitan areas. So near New York, it's like a little bit out. It's New Jersey and Pennsylvania, and we have like tons of redundancy there. So you'll find like in Pennsylvania, there's a couple square miles where there's like several different Deliverr warehouses all in that concentrated area. It's also going to typically follow the same pattern as Amazon. So for example, where we have a cross dock where you can send in and get forwarded, it's in Moreno Valley. You probably know Moreno Valley because that's also where Amazon has a forwarding cross dock.
Yeah. Another question about that, do you charge extra for displacing the inventory in the different locations? Or it's happening automatically?
It's happening automatically, but there's going to be 2 ways you can inbound. You can either send direct, and sending direct means you send to multiple warehouses from wherever your product is at. You'll be received faster, but obviously it's going to cost more money because you're sending to many different places. If the other way is you can send into one location across dock, for example, over here in Moreno Valley, and we'll forward it on for free. Right now it is free. I do anticipate that give it a few months and we actually probably will start charging for it. I don't know those rates yet, but at this moment it is still free to forward on. So you would enter here and then we would push it to 4 locations on our costs.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Go ahead.
So one thing that I love about Deliverr in our sort of business model is that we have no contracts, so there's no commitments, and there's only 2 costs. It is fulfillment and storage. For fulfillment, it's going to be an all-in cost. So it's going to include shipping, pick, pack, and order handling. And it's going to be the same cost regardless of origin or destination. So that's to say if the product is going to San Francisco, if it's going to New York, if it's going to Florida, all the same cost. That is what it is. And it's based on the weights and dims of your product. So you guys are all Amazon sellers. If you grab your ASIN or your URL, you go to Deliverr website, there's a cost calculator, drop it in, and it will generate all the rates for you. So you can go and see exactly what it would cost for your different items.
Which is a huge difference between what you are offering and between what the Amazon sellers are used to do FBM with their warehouses, because they need to buy the shipping labels and they differentiate on the distance of their buyer, where is located in the United States, and you cannot really calculate your revenue each time. And this is one, and second, you don't really need to buy the shipping labels, but I guess you will speak about it in the couple of next minutes.
For sure, exactly. Just one of the terminology I like to use is we call it zonage. And zonage is where you have different zones and there's different costs. So that's one thing we do not have, because it's like, regardless of where this is going, that's the cost. It's definitely like a beautiful part about the model. Cool. So where would I say that we ultimately align? I would say that we are the FBA of everywhere else. So down here at the bottom, this would be your Deliverr inventory. When you have inventory with Deliverr, you can get prime like tags or 2-day or next day delivery tags across all of these marketplaces. So Walmart, Instagram, and Facebook shops, your own website, buying Google, Wish, eBay. The other thing that we've been doing, and it's just ever since COVID happened, is we have become a redundancy for Amazon. So that's to say, like, I encourage you to continue to use FBA. Use FBA, they're gonna have the lowest cost. They're gonna get you the prime tag on Amazon. Anything you can get it in there. But whenever you have inventory issues or you need to just keep your product selling, period, then you can use Deliverr, just turn it on and we can start fulfilling FBM. So just to be clear, you will not get the prime tags, but you will keep your listings live. And at the same time, you can go multi-channel and use prime like delivery to sell everywhere else.
Great.
Cool. I think this is a good graphic that kind of shows specifically for FBA kind of where we come in as redundancy. I like it.
Yeah, most of them I think that are relevant to the Israeli sellers are maybe mainly the website, which is in the middle. Yes, usually Shopify, but other platforms as well. That's really interesting because you are also working with some platforms that we are not really aware of, like Wish, for example, and the marketplaces in the giant search engines like Google and Facebook. That's the future. We also know the Instagram, it's a new one. WeChat, they're speaking about it, but it's happening, and WhatsApp, of course, which is also Facebook. But it's a great way to summarize everything. It doesn't really matter where the traffic comes from. They're all receiving their package from one place. That's cool.
Exactly. And it's also like, if you have this here, if you're selling anywhere here, you're going to get that conversion tag. You're going to get a tag that promotes speed of delivery. And I think ultimately that's the most important part, is like everywhere you sell, it's going to have that. You had mentioned Instagram and Facebook shops. We're actually in the middle of running a beta with them. What the beta is doing is we're able to locate, based on the IP address, where is the consumer when they're looking at your product, and we display speed of delivery according to how far away they are from the product. So Instagram and Facebook, they already have the traffic. People are all over those sites. What they need to do is they need to start converting people and changing behavior so that they start purchasing on the site. And so I believe that as we continue to work on the beta, as they have the tags, they test out where the tags go. They just need to figure out how to convert people. And as soon as they get that equation right, my opinion, like you said, is going to be, they're going to be the biggest marketplaces out there, maybe going into next year.
Yeah. So a question that we have here, and we just answered it. Do you offer any integration with Shopify and Wix? So Shopify, Wix, WooCommerce, anything that is related to this, it's in the middle where it says website.
Well, so what I would say there is that we do have a direct integration and like an app with Shopify. We also have the same with BigCommerce. We're coming out with one for WooCommerce relatively soon. But regardless, we do have about 14 integration tools. So Channel Advisors, Kibana, Lindworks, Ascenda. Those are a few examples of listing tools we do have integrations with. And so if there's any other channels outside of this you want to connect with, if we get a listing tool, we can feed the orders to Deliverr.
Okay.
So if I was to summarize Deliverr in one slide in terms of what is our value, yes, we do direct consumer fulfillment. Yes, we can back up Amazon and do FBA fulfillment for you, but really what is the value? It's offering fast shipping and promoting it across channels. So earlier I had mentioned, what if you just turned on a 2-day tag on Walmart? That's it, period. Turn on a 2-day tag, you will see a 47% increase in sales. If you turn on your tags on Shopify, for example, just turning it on across your catalog, you'll see a 31% increase in sales. And so this is, again, just to emphasize, by offering and promoting fast delivery, you're going to get more revenue at a better margin.
Mm-hmm.
So what does it take to get started? In terms of working with Deliverr, again, one of the beautiful things is we have no contracts, no commitments. So start with one SKU, start with your full catalog. I'd probably start with maybe your top 5 to 10 SKUs or top 20%. It's my opinion. You know, start with a few SKUs, test it out, and then you can replenish over time. Regardless, time to launch, I would say you can have a first call with a rep at Deliverr, and within 10 to 14 days, depending on where your product is that you're shipping from, you can be live and having orders fulfilled. Typically, it's like you integrate and you set up your Deliverr profile, very similar to Amazon Seller Central. I'll go into it in a minute here. You go through an inbound, almost identical to how you do it in Amazon Seller Central. You send it in. We have different SLAs depending on how you inbound. You turn it on, and you're good to go. So it's a very straightforward process, just a couple of steps. This is an example of the portal and how you'll be able to track all of your orders. This right here is an example of the badging as it displays on Walmart. And this is an example of a Shopify store. So when I've been talking about fast tags or conversion tags, this is generally what it looks like. So it's reading my zip code, and according to that, it'll either say free next day delivery, free 2-day delivery, or let's say that we cannot offer fast delivery in this area of the country. Maybe it's because right now the Northeast is getting slammed with a snowstorm. Or let's say carriers are super delayed on a Monday, which happens pretty frequently if there's a lot of orders on the weekend. Our technology will automatically pull back the tags. So that's how we have such a good on-time delivery rate, is because we never overpromise, because we're able to see where is the person shopping from right now.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of Instagram and Facebook, I touched on this briefly. The idea is that you're having tags that display in your own Shopify, your direct consumer store. That is there to increase conversion when people land on the page. We can take this same information and we can push it to the top of your funnel. So if you're running Facebook or Instagram ads, you can get those to also display the speed of delivery. And so that way you're getting conversion at a higher level. And so what is that going to mean? So what we did is we ran trials where essentially what we wanted to test out is, what if all we did is we just promoted speed of delivery in ads? That's the only difference. And so what we did with, I think it was over a dozen merchants across different categories, is we tested it out. We took an audience and we segmented it just purely based on speed of delivery. So we have one segment that it's being fulfilled kind of slower, 3 to 7 days. Yes, the cost is less, but the marketing spend to get that purchase is significantly more. Whereas if you offer and promote speed of delivery for 2-day or next day, yes, the fulfillment is more expensive. It is. But your acquisition cost, your marketing to get that purchase is less than half. And so ultimately, when you look at margins in e-commerce, just as Amazon pointed out, you need to offer and pay for better delivery, because that's what people want in e-com. That is what's going to get you conversions and acquire customers at a lower cost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So pretty much high level, that's Deliverr. It's really about, yes, direct consumer fulfillment, and also, yes, offering and promoting speed of delivery to get more orders.
Mm-hmm. Can you just say a word about Wish? Because I don't think the listeners are very familiar with Wish. And also if anybody can sell them there. And also, eBay, it's okay. And we know that for Walmart and for Target, I think you need to be a US entity in order to sell there.
Yeah, you do need to have you need to have like a US tax code or something like, or tax ID. I do know some international sellers have been either had a contact in the US, or I think there are certain ways, if you Google it, that you can learn more about how to get that tax ID. That's all I know about it, but just saying it might be worth a search to kind of understand better. In terms of Wish, I would say that's definitely sort of a new and emerging marketplace. We're still collecting data to understand what types of categories of products perform best there. But what I would say to Wish is any international seller can get in. Also, I would say that's just a part of multi-channel. Like, if you are able to sell there, it's sort of like people who buy on Wish don't necessarily buy on eBay or Walmart or Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a new market. So in regards to like data around what type of products are going to perform best, I can't speak to that at the moment. But I would say if you want to go multi-channel, you can't lose by going on Wish, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So just to summarize this this section, if you didn't understood, you can really track your sales within the platform, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Right.
And you can, it's like you're having a tag of Google Analytics or Facebook Pixel inside the system, and then you can really calculate and analyze your sales. Where in Amazon, there's a new way to do that. It's called Amazon Attribution, but it's still in demo there, in beta, and it also really, it's not that good still, and of course you need to do advertising there in order to participate there, and it's not like here.
Yeah. And so what I pulled up here, this is the actual Deliverr seller portal. So this is something you all would be able to log into and utilize. Essentially over here on the left is going to be the most important stuff. I'm going to touch on just these top 4. So channels is where you would integrate your different channels. This client has eBay, Shopify, and Walmart. They can integrate Amazon and Wish, but they've decided not to. Totally up to them. Here's BigCommerce as another sales channel. And then I mentioned listing tools. Here's a list of all of our listing tools that we can integrate with. So
there's no limit of marketplaces, right?
Nope.
I can add all of them.
If I was a merchant, I'd add all of them. Yep, for sure.
And it's really easy, right? Like it's a couple of minutes of integrating.
Different ones take a little bit different time, I'd say at most. The Amazon one, because you have to create a shipping template that's different. But even then, it should be done in less than 30 minutes. Yep.
I guess it's a regular API integration with Amazon, right? With the key there. It's like all of the other softwares that sellers are using. Okay.
Exactly. So once you integrate your different channels, it's going to pull in all of your SKUs into your inventory section here. So if I click in, this will actually show what channels are connected to the product. It'll also show where the product is distributed. So each of these circles is a warehouse, and you can see the quantity.
Oh, that was really cool if we had this in the Seller Central in Amazon. Yeah. That's really great user experience.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and so the other thing is you can also see where you have coverage. So right now there's a few regions, for example, up here, I don't know if you guys heard, but they got slammed with about 2 feet of snow in the past 3 days. So yeah, that's an example of we can't offer fast delivery here, so we pulled it down. Now to kind of emphasize the point, let's say that we have this product and we have it, so it's distributed, and I pull up their Walmart. So now here we see free 2-day delivery on Walmart. Same thing if I go here to their Shopify store, you see free 2-day delivery. So this is just to show one product, one distributed inventory, getting fast tags across multiple channels.
So just to be clear, if there are no blizzards and no nature issues, you are covering all of the states, right?
Correct. So it will cover all of the states, granted like a perfect situation. And typically we are able to have 100% coverage. I'd say a few things. 1, weather. 2, sometimes on Mondays, we will see a retraction in coverage, and that's because all the orders come in over the weekend and carriers are backed up. So it is going to be like real time and changing every single day. But in general, yes, if you have product in at least 4 locations, you should have national coverage.
How does it look on the buyer side when they go to the cart and want to ship and they see that there's no coverage in their state?
Well, so they would not actually see the coverage. It'll display here. And so if we do, like right now I'm located right here. So I'm in the blue. And so that's why it's showing me this. If I did not have coverage right now, it would have a different date. It would change the date automatically. Same thing like here, it'll change it automatically. So like if I go to a different zip code, well, let me see. Let me guess here. We're gonna say, we're gonna look up Montana zip code. So you see how I put in the zip code for, I put in the zip code for up here. And so then what's in there, it pulls it down. So there's no display of speed of delivery.
Okay. I guess, and then the buyer need to do 1 + 1. If they don't see any, you know, errors here or.
Yeah, well, so basically the buyer won't even know. They won't even know that they have that opportunity necessarily. And that's why this is just going to change without anyone doing anything. So when they come to the store, they're just never going to get an option for fast delivery.
Okay, what about international deliveries? We have a question here from the audience.
Great question. At this time, we do not do international delivery. We do expect that that will begin end of March, going into April.
Well, it's really soon. Do you know where to at the beginning?
I believe that it's first going to get rolled out to Canada and Mexico, but I also believe that since we're working on like supply chains with DHL, that it should open up most countries. I still need to get some more of the details. They've been working on it for over a year. So like, you know, it's long anticipated. Yeah, I don't know exactly where yet. I do know Canada and Mexico are going to be the first that we like beta, that we try out.
So once it will work, it will cover all the marketplaces that the software is right now connected to, right?
Correct.
No discrimination.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. Any other things here to show us?
Here would be the inbound process. So this is kind of like very similar to Amazon Seller Central. You make inbounds, it'll tell you where to send it. Then you can track it. So it'll say like receiving, complete, etc. And in terms of orders, this is how you can track your orders.
Can you maybe also elaborate on the flow, on how it happens behind the scenes? Because what the sellers are familiar with is all the work that you need to buy the shipping labels, to send them to their warehouse. Here, I understand is everything is automated.
Yeah, so in terms of inbounding, at the end of the inbound, it is going to provide you barcodes if you need them, a packing list, and then box content labels. So you can print it all off. So the box content labels, give me a minute, it'll download, do a PDF.
So you are creating a shipment and then you receive all the information. And this is how you prepare your boxes at the supplier, right? And then you send it regularly as we send it to the Amazon warehouses, and then you are just inbounding. Okay. And what is happening when, you know, a sale comes in matter of the shipping label inside the US?
So there's nothing that the seller needs to do. The order is going to automatically come into the Deliverr portal as we see here, and then it's going to go through a processing status. So essentially, like what we have here for this Walmart order is that it's in process. It came in yesterday. We can click in. We can see when it needs to be shipped by and when it needs to be delivered by. So we can see that we're on time for both of these. We're tracking well. Here would be the order history. After it's been shipped and we add a tracking code, you see they have a tracking code here, and that is automatically going to go back into the channel. So in this case, it'll go back into Shopify. It'll fill out the tracking code information and it'll automatically send to your customer. So nothing needed on your end. It's fully automated.
Well, this is really worth to mention once again, the sentence that you started with. You don't need to do anything with the shipping labels. Everything is automated here. It's a huge difference, really, and it's time consuming. So it really saves you a lot of time with the same tariffs, which is great. I have another question here. Do the monthly storage rates are changing in Q4?
Yep, and so it's very in line with FBA. For Q1 through Q3, it's 72 cents per cubic foot per month. In Q4, it is $2.40 per cubic foot per month. So it is like in peak season, space is like at a premium. So it goes up identically to Amazon. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so similarly to Amazon, Q4, it's like 3 times more than Q1 to 3, which is obviously very logical. But still, I think the regular rate, your regular rate in the first, second, and third quarters is cheaper than Amazon, or it's pretty much the same?
I think technically it's like 1 or 2 cents cheaper, but like I would say it's pretty much identical. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so if it's identical in the matter of the prices, then you add on all the time savings, the fast delivery, the spread of the warehouses, and I guess that your guys that are listening right now kind of already see the difference. How cool is it? Okay, now can you jump into the reports just to see which kind of reports we see?
Yeah, so I would say like our reporting function, it's good. It's still something that needs to be developed further. Essentially, it allows you to track your inbounds. You can see anything that's been in long-term storage. So if at any point you want to see where is my product and what are the quantities, you can generate that. And yeah.
What about the statistics, like the tags and everything, the sales, where did they come from?
So we're in Deliverr, the only information we're collecting has to do with the orders. So we do not have any of the actual, like wherever you're selling, say Shopify, Walmart, Amazon, that's where the transaction is happening and that's where the data stays. We only have order fulfillment data, so we don't have anything else like that.
I see. So the order number is usually the order number coming from the channel. So if I want to see the data, I just need to go to my Shopify store and see the data from there. Okay, so pretty easy. Okay, let me see if there's any other questions.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no.
Oh, so yeah, I mean, again, I just want to say, like, I really appreciate it. I enjoy coming on here and kind of telling your user base about, Deliverr and how we can help. If anyone is interested or they want to have a conversation about Deliverr, feel free to reach out to me directly. Guy, I'll give you my email. Obviously you have it, but you can share it with everybody. Also, everybody, it is tmcdonnell@deliverr.com. If you're interested in signing up, reach out to me. Let me know. Contact me from the email address you're going to sign up with. Obviously, we can talk, but just let me know before you sign up. I'll give you $100 credit just to get started. So just communicate with me first. I'll add the credit to your account, and then we can get going from there. So just offering that.
You're just doubled what you promised.
I'm feeling generous today. I'm feeling generous.
Yeah. So we promised our audience $50 of credit if they write to you and they mention they came from RPGECOM. But now I will hold you on your words.
I found out I have a bigger budget than I thought. So let's do it.
That's really cool. So guys, if you want to, first of all, the link for Deliverr is in the comments and also in the post. And I will also do another post where I will put Tim's email. And then if you want to jump in on the software, just drop him a message, say you are from RPGECOM and you have $100 to begin with. This is really cool. I will also summarize lots of the things that we have heard here for those that are that don't have the time to watch everything. I will do a cool comparison chart for you with Amazon, and hopefully that it was helpful for you. I want to thank you, Tim, for your time. Hold on there. Take care. And hopefully for a beneficial cooperation, we are going to work with you definitely with our stores.
Cool, man. Really appreciate it. Thanks again, and hope you have a good rest of the day, okay?
Thank you. Bye-bye.